semifinals, two teams, one school. There's a meme in there somewhere, but nothing to meme on here overall, Visions, because both of these guys have been flawless, really, outside of playing each other. So makes sense that they'd find each other playing up against one another in the grand finals as well.
That's right. It seems appropriate with, these two schools coming in towards the league. We were thinking, all right, we got some real competition coming in towards the season. We're thinking, what other squads are going to be able to take them down? The answer, none of them. It's just these guys. So now we're going to see them battle out here again. We already saw them battle in towards the semifinal, and it was Ottawa Gold that got the best of Ottawa Black here. So the rematch comes through, and it's going to have to be Black winning 2 best-of-5s to get this championship.
Take a look at that bracket to see how exactly they've gotten here. Of course, we did see Ottawa Gold take a 3-0 versus Concord Maroon in the winners final just a couple hours ago. And let's be honest, it was pretty darn convincing, which maybe doesn't bode well for the sister schools, well, sister teams from the same school, really. And, well, you take a look at this Ottawa Gold squad. I mean, flawless throughout the regular season. I mean, no losses to speak of at all. I mean, just flat out 17-0, 51-0 in the overall maps. They even went as far to sit there and say, hey guys, you messed up on our hard point differential. It's not 119 points we went on by average. It's almost 200. Little fat finger for me, but that's an unreal tally.
That is an unreal tally. When you're thinking about how badly they're smoking their opponents, well, I mean, that stat right there tells the entire story. And yeah, they're 3-0ing everybody here, going for just a perfect record, 51-0. Does that ever look sexy for as far as an actual stat line? And this squad really has been online for as far as what we have gotten here. But Ottawa Black, they hold a very similar stat line as well here for us, and you can see it. Maybe not as many games, did end up losing one and slipping up in towards one of their search and destroys, but overall they have a very close differential for as far as their hardpoint wins. Their respawn looks just as good, so yeah, this squad has what it takes to be able to take these guys down. Just a matter of, are they going to be able to show up here for us in this grand final?
And these two teams, as mentioned, they did play each other in the winners semifinals, in which things were looking good for Ottawa Black to start. But they took a 250-163 win on the first hard point and then sent it to a round 11 search and destroy that they were unfortunately unable to capitalize on. And then from there, Ottawa Gold activated and took over 3-1 of the control, and then I put them in the 100-point club on the second hard point. So when we look at this series, as far as what are going to be the corrections that are going to be required to do, obviously both teams are going to know each other extremely well. Hell, more often than not, they're playing in the same arena when they're playing their regular season matches. They're probably sitting right across from each other right now. So the interaction is probably pretty high, you would have to feel. Obviously, we could talk on for days about what these guys have been able to do, largely through the challenger scene. For the side of Gold, they were playing together as a 4-man force and doing very well, top 32s every now and again. And the opposite side for a team like Ottawa Black, Fame, Noisy, both extremely talented. Not to sleep on anybody else, but those are, of course, the highlight all-stars that I think a lot of people were excited to see play.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just a really loaded squad for as far as the top talent that we have just about in North America Challenges, period, right? Like, these are some of the guys that have been able to kind of come out here, especially throughout last year, make some moves, get their name known, and really kind of have the chance to be able to actually work in towards these programs here, esports on Ottawa. So, I mean, yeah, you're looking at what these guys have to bring to the table, and it is disgusting, especially with the way that Noisy comes off playing in towards that last series. I mean, we got to see it. Black is coming in here actually pretty hot, right? Like, they came off of the best of 5. I mean, they're looking pretty solid for as far as what they were doing. The respawns very much in towards their favor there, except for the control where they slipped up a bit on towards the raid. But other than that, Noisy just played out of his mind in towards the checkmate, and that was actually, with a sub. So if you can bring some of that here for Ottawa Black, which I feel like you need to kind of set the pace, considering that Gold is really good at being able to take away that very first map, that's your avenue of being able to at least start to work in towards this first best of 5. Because you have to remember, this could be a very long series here for us with these guys having to win 2 best of 5s here, but you want to start things off coming in towards this hard point, set the tone, and let Ottawa Gold know that you can in fact match them as far as the slaying department.
And the fact that you're getting an Apocalypse hardpoint first is really interesting because you would have to figure that this was probably Gold's pick. They had not played Apocalypse at all through the regular season, didn't get a lot of time to watch them play throughout the playoffs, but I can't remember an instance where we watched them play an Apocalypse hardpoint in their first map, because again, everything's been a 3-0 essentially outside of the search destroy loss that they face, or the first hardpoint loss that they faced rather versus Black. So it's interesting to see that this is the first map that they're going to go to. You have to feel like Black probably came in knowing that, hey, we don't want to see them play on a map like Raid Hardpoint. They're 6-0 on it overall. That's completely out of the pool. So it'll be interesting because just coming off that map 4 versus Concord, hey, Black looked pretty solid on the Apocalypse Hardpoint.
They did, and I think that's always a benefit. When you're going in towards a fresh series and you've already won that map, and that's your first map you're coming in with, well, that's a great avenue at being able to take the lead, right? So you're already talking about what kind of went well, what didn't go too well going in towards that very first map on that last set, and that's all things that you get to discuss here with all these members who have a lot to contribute for as far as the comms. There's a lot of intelligent players here that can kind of, pick out those little problems and mistakes that they were making. So that is really ideal for as far as what they can kind of come in with and actually maybe have a bit of prep for as far as playing that very recently.
And even going to the Moscow Search and Destroy, I think, is also a pretty favorable spot. So just kind of looking briefly ahead as what we have coming up for our first two maps. A checkmate would be there. I believe it actually should be a garrison checkmate, or garrison control rather, not a checkmate control. But we'll get to that point of conversation when we need to. But starting things off, Apocalypse Hardpoint, a map that is very difficult. You feel like as the team that's looking to break hardpoints, very hold heavy across really every single hardpoint that we have, which largely means all of the timing on rotation is going to be super, super crucial. You win that scrap 20 on rotation, you can set up a successful zone. That puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. And let's be honest, we're looking to that to happen for Ottawa Black before Ottawa Gold because, well, they need to be the team to come out here and maybe try to find a way to win this map number one if they want to have a chance in the series. But we jump in live. Ottawa Black, they will technically be the white arrows for you. Ottawa Gold will be in the appropriate gold. And we'll get this mad dash with the first hard point off the rip.
Sure will. Going on board with Noisy. He's coming off the series hot for himself, but it's his teammates who get involved in towards the play. Lightning and Fame able to come away with a couple of kills, so that will give them a lot of control very early on. They can actually start to push up a little bit, zone away the members here for Ottawa Gold, but gunfights are being won. Ethan too nice, able to find himself one, but meanwhile it's Fame who's on the hill with a 2-0 start. Herbie's going to match him, but Fame shuts him down, and this is a great start out of Ottawa Black.
Yeah, really good stuff. Good zone of control. Brilliant piece of time when it comes down to the hard point itself. Only really losing a couple of seconds. This is looking very convincing. E2N, we know what Ethan's been able to do throughout this regular season and playoffs so far. Looking to have another moment where he can maybe be the catalyst to break open this hard point, but will be essentially traded away. So Ottawa Black convincing to the first hill and beyond that in a very good setup to zone off the second hard point as well.
Yeah, it's a very scary moment to be in because you have to push all the way through and somehow get in towards the back behind Pemple, and that is not easy to do. Lightning's going to be here stopping this push, but Ottawa Gold, they're going to ignite it. Noisy finds the avenue to come in from behind. That will be good for two. Lightning finds the third. Herbie needs to make a big play happen individually, and he does bring home that first kill, but still, a lot more members you got to try and cut through.
It's just so surprising, Ottawa Gold having trouble getting to the first hard point. You would think that would be even more difficult to get over to the second, but just when it's required for them to start making some progress, they find it, open the door, and now an opportunity to play through Ruggs and Temple to cut on over. Prof trying to make his play up the jump wall, but not going to find too much. E2N only going to find one. Ottawa Black, a hell of a start so far. 76-6, and look at the rotational timing. Noisy and Lightning already trying to make a play over to the third.
Yeah, now I'm thinking Ottawa Black pick map number one here for us, Alan. With the way they're playing, they're coming out with the fire. And I mean, Cruelty hasn't even died yet. He's 4-0. He's working towards a minute of hill time. So this is fantastic for you. And it looks like Ottawa Gold were here first. They will win a couple of gunfights, but they haven't necessarily won the rotation for sure just yet. Lightning has found himself in towards the mix as he's fighting through bottom trenches. We'll see if Herbie can stiff him out and take him down. He does come through with the first one. Ottawa Gold is now here and finally a chance to start getting themselves some real time.
And with these convincing kills, this is what exactly I want to see from Herbie. Try to sniff out to see where exactly is Ottawa Black coming from. But Fame, he's the lurker. He's already found one elimination. He's actually turning members from gold around, which means that the hit that's actually coming from the trench side could be successful. Prop on 3 in a row. Needs the Semtex to come out, but it's E2N with the Krig that shuts down the play before a break could really even be talked about. 40 seconds of the clock and going higher than that for Ottawa Gold. They're trying to play a rotation around the back, and Ottawa Black are a little disjointed. They're trying to play for the scrap time here, maybe not recognizing how many gold members had slipped through, but they track backwards, correct their mistakes, and they should be in a pretty powerful position to win the rotation to the fourth hill.
I have to give some credit to Ottawa Gold for getting themselves back in towards this game. This very well could have got out of hand, but Ottawa Black slowing down a bit in towards the slang, and we'll see Herbie make his play towards the rotation like you talked about here, Alan, a pivotal role in towards the back where Ottawa Gold do in fact hold the numbers, but Noisy, he wants to contest that play. He's able to bring home a kill, but it's going to be a big pickup here again from Noisy, able to go on 3 in a row. That is going to allow him to push out towards the back in spawns. Now we'll flip.
Cruelty needed one more shot to take down Ethan too nice, but That player will stay alive. Ottawa Gold now trying to pinch their chicken coop, and boy, have they. Herbie's trying to work around the back. This could be an influence for Spawn. Wants to wait for Radial to be here to help. Lightning is the only player really here to anchor, but the kills onto the hardpoint itself actually extremely convincing. Ottawa Black going to find a 4-man feed. Noisy on 5 individually, and that'll put Ottawa Black above 120 points.
Oh, this is big time too. 20 seconds to get here for yourself. And Ottawa Gold, they don't really have, too many numbers they can dedicate in towards hitting the scrap time. So I think they're just going to make a full-on rotation. Maybe send Herbie in to see if he can maybe make some noise. And he doesn't manage to come away with one. So not too bad. It tries to snap on Lightning. It looked good there for a quick moment, but the gunfight will be won in the end. The majority of the scrap time is collected for Ottawa Black. But we look towards the last hit on the rotation. Ottawa Gold, they are here first. They're positioned up top. Can they hold on towards the setup? Because Ottawa Black right now, they're getting ready to come on through with their push.
And we're going to see really quickly here where Cruelty spawns. He spawns all the way up on the second hardpoint, so every single gunfight's super important no matter which side you're rooting for. Radial down low to the pistol. He'll find himself 3 in a row. Double killing there onto the hardpoint. 40 seconds to play for Ottawa Gold, sustaining the hardpoint, and beyond that, dominating the spawns.
Solid hold so far, but still have to hold off the next one. Ottawa Black coming through for their second retake. Can they get in towards the point and clear it out? Radial here for another one. Gets out better Cruelty. The challenge is good. 3 go down. Fade the last one on the pinch. Does find 2, and Ottawa Black, they'll find themselves in towards the point, trying to lock down the last 15 seconds.
Absolutely unbelievable response here from Ottawa Black. They're going to exit this first rotation with almost double the points of their counterparts. Really good stuff here from Cruelty to win a first gunfight onto the first hard point. And he's going to be, oh, this is so brilliant. Go ahead and push forward there, young gun. If he can find a way to help his team move to the right side of this hard point, that could push spawns around. But the problem is, at the moment, they're a little bunkered up underneath where the third hard point would be, and that's why that's a problem. You put yourself in a bit of a choke point, and Ottawa Gold able to feast with 4 kills in a row.
Very scary moment for Ottawa Black here. This is actually the same situation we saw at the beginning of the game. They have to somehow flood in towards this point, make sure they get them off the time, as well as somehow put some focus in towards the spawns coming up in towards the new hill here for us. So a lot of pressure here on towards the squad, but they are doing a good job of clearing out the middle of the map. They do find themselves on towards the time. A lot of time to play for as well. This is the big 20 seconds to get when you already have about a 60-point lead.
With this trail scrap time coming in, Ottawa Gold will win this rotation to the second hard point. What is going to be the route for Ottawa Black? Recommended would be to do what they're doing right now, which is move all the way around through the trench, take the low ground, get underneath the buildings, and then eventually push up the temple, which is exactly what Ottawa Gold did to them last that we were here. Down to just about a 40-point game. Herbie, big roll for the fulfill down low, but he falls. Look at the spawn for number 7. E2N is already spawning out. The break is looking convincing. Ottawa Black have a chance to flood, but they might not recognize that they flipped the spawns around. So as they're searching for kills and players, they don't see anything. Now the battle unfolds onto the hardpoint itself. E2N holding the window heady, and OU Gold respond after the rad respawn to come back in and collect the hardpoint.
Oh, what an unfortunate play. You could tell Ottawa Black just waiting there for a quick moment, expecting the spawns to come in, so they're waiting for the second wave, and little do they know that it's just a spawn across the map. It really hurts them. They lose the gunfight, and now Ottawa Gold, they are right back in this game, and not right back in, but they're also going to have a slight lead. Middle map control right now. Radial is here. He gets good help out of E2. And enabled to now move in towards barrels. So you're in a good position right now for the side of Ottawa Gold. You turn up the temperature. You're looking strong. You just have to now win this rotation and keep the pressure on.
Oh, man. Right back into the lead go Ottawa Gold. Essentially about 100 straight points, if we're being honest. Radial from behind. We'll find one elimination. Lightning, maybe not expecting it. Try to stay alive. Radial just runs out of bullets. Unfortunate, but E2N picks up where he had left off. Herbie off the respawn. Gets the long angle, and Ottawa Gold up to 180 points. Noisy, trying to create a bit of noise here. Finds himself 1. Reinforcements on the way through. That'll be enough for Ottawa Black to get onto the hard point, but not with numbers. You still have to play for kills. Lightning shot punch will be good, but now has to turn his attention back to the hard point itself. Ottawa Gold trying to reinforce from the bottom. One of which is Chris Radial. He's trying to work this with E2N, but Lightning and Cruelty still holding strong. 3 kills in a row, and Ottawa Black in a good position to tie this game back up.
Back and forth. 15 seconds to get here for themselves. Staying in it, but getting outslayed a little bit throughout this game as we go longer and longer. You can see it, Ottawa Gold right now. E2N, 23 kills. Herbie right behind him at 22. So they've been doing a better job, at least, of finding a lot more of these kills on towards the map, and that's created space to allow them to get back into the game. But the new hill pops. Ottawa Gold, They will in fact be here first. Herbie trying to lock down the spawns in the back. He's able to get away with one, but hot on his tail is going to be Ottawa Black here as they look to surge on through. Noisy the first one in. That's a big kill, but the trade there for fame. Now they have to get themselves inside of the point.
Radio trying to keep his life, but he will just be flat out overwhelmed. Lightning catches E2 also caught in a bit of a corner, but watch out for behind. It's Prof. He's going to find the first, trying to stay alive, goes prone, but does not get the better of Noisy. So spawns are good right now for Ottawa Black. With the scrap time coming through, they could retake the lead, but look at Ottawa Gold. Herbie's trying to make his way through Chicken Coop, trying to find a way to get across the dirt road, but is unsuccessful in his endeavor. Radial up top by himself. I would say he's on an island, but he's on a tower instead. Noisy trying to come down under, but no, not going to happen. Fame there for the response, but to be fair, Ottawa Gold can actually still continue to hit this from the front. They're trying to find a way through, but the kill's too convincing, and Ottawa Black take the lead right back.
That was a big kill coming through, and now that means that they're able to get here first. This could be a really difficult hill to break from the front. You can see it, Radial, he's waiting for his teammates. The comms are good, but now they have to win the gunfight, so they're going to try to surge on through, but with the wall bank, the shots being sprayed, it's all white in towards the B. 3 go down. Herbie tries to make his play, and he is denied. Ottawa Black, they can still end things here on the P5 hill.
It's going to be one more hit attempt from Ottawa Gold. Herbie's going to try to play through the middle, try to flank around this. That means the hit from the front will largely have to be where this hit comes from. Herbie's going to fall immediately. Lightning for a double inside the hard point. Cruelty finds the third. No one going to be close enough to touch. Ottawa Black coming out of the losers bracket are going to take map number 1, 250 to 204. Ottawa Gold even conceded the point at the end.
And what a banger map number 1. We get Apocalypse, so we already know we're happy about that. But we get a game like this to kick off the series. And guess what? It's Ottawa Black that set that tone that we hyped up and we really framed up coming in towards this matchup. They're hot off the best of 5. They're looking solid, and they're able to work back in towards that game. I mean, that was really a point where they had about a 60, 70-point lead coming in towards those first couple of hills there for us, Alan. And we saw Ottawa Gold get back in towards it, tie things up, even take the lead at some point in time. But Ottawa Black just controlling the spawns when it comes down to those crucial hills. We talk about P5 and just how difficult it is to break from the front. Well, Ottawa Gold, they got a big taste of that in those final moments.
Yeah. A steep taste of it. I mean, come on, let's be honest. That's absolutely full force. It just comes down to the simple fact for me, Ottawa Black, a perfect start to this one. P1, they start off on the favored side right off the rip. They don't just find a way to control that side of the map, Austin. They found nearly 45 seconds worth of time on the first hill. Look at the score. That's the difference between this game going the other direction. A 46-point game. So, hey, you can give a lot of credit, you would say, over to Ottawa Black for finding a way to get that much time on their off-the-rip setup. Absolutely brilliant stuff, leading to them being up 1-0. Again, they are coming from the lower bracket, so a lot of work to be done. That's one of what will eventually have to be 6 total maps that you need to find versus your counterparts here. But as we transition the conversation to the Moscow Search and Destroy, this is where things continue to stay a bit more interesting because, simply put, for Ottawa Gold, not a lot to talk about on this map because they've only played largely Raid, Search, and Destroy. They're 12-0 in that map mode combination. We have not seen them play it during the regular season here on Moscow whatsoever. We're on the other front, 4-1 for the side of Ottawa Black.
And that's when we talk about the fact that you're going through every single series in 3-0 fashion. You're not going to game 5s. You're not playing, a lot of reps in towards other S&D maps. And yeah, you've been playing a ton of Raid. That's been working out for you fantastically. And yeah, when you're winning that map, or when you have that map, you're likely going to win it. But when you're playing something a little bit different, that's where I feel like we could start to see them slip up a little bit. Those little weaknesses that maybe won't necessarily be strong coming in towards, some of those setups they might have focused on or might have had prepped coming in towards what has always been Raid. So I actually really like this pick. That is Moscow. But the simple fact of this is now, a really rotation heavy map for as far as what we have seen in towards S&D. It's really evolved from the start of the game. And that's probably the best case scenario for as far as a team that might have a couple more reps over it than you do for as far as an actual team in 4v4 here. And I am actually really looking forward to see what Ottawa Black, do have here for themselves, because I have to assume that this is their pick coming in towards this veto system here for us, realizing that there is not a lot of reps for as far as what Ottawa Gold do have here. So there's a chance for them to take big advantage and maybe even pull up into towards this first best of 5 with a 2-0 lead.
That Garrison Control is confirmed. That will be waiting for us. And again, another good map choice overall from the side of Ottawa Black. Now, granted, it's not either team's preferred pick, but Ottawa Black's record on that map a little bit better than what we've seen from Gold. I mean, again, hard to say because let's be honest, they're both been perfect with regular season. So, save from that what you will when it comes to rehearsal reps. Lightning trying to get first blood, but it's Prof who pushes right on into the Gold Alley. That'll be good to find first blood and the bomb carrier down early.
Puts a lot of pressure now on towards what everyone can do here for Ottawa Black because they don't have a whole lot of control just in and around Gold, but Prophesied, maybe not, able to at least get the trade. And that's all you had to do if you're Prof. Just get the kill. And now you get even more information here where Ottawa Gold just have a firm grip on towards the map. You're coming down to just about halfway through the round. Will we see Radial see this cross? He might have saw the second player, but he doesn't move, and no one else moves on the map here, so they might have free entry in towards A.
He's just throwing shoulders to check the Gold entrance. He actually doesn't see the full cross, I think, from the middle alley. So there will be a bit of a jump here for Ottawa Black to get over towards the A site. But with 30 seconds remaining, Ottawa Gold are starting to recognize, well, there's been no plays towards B, so they have to be playing over towards A. He's going to plant this for lobby side. It's going to be on to Fame to find first blood, and he does. 2v2. Herbie looking for the trade, able to grab that as Fame was weakened up, and then eventually through Eski's cruelty, not able to get quite off the bomb. That'll mean that Ottawa Gold will strike first after the successful first blood play.
And that was just a really good setup that came through there for the side of Ottawa Gold. They get the first blood, and then Prof goes, searching, seeing exactly what he can find. He gets away with the kill, and then they have that 3 versus 2, and the whole map is covered because you have 2 people playing inside of the middle of the map. They can see the cross towards B, or they can see if you're trying to make a move through the middle of the map. And if they don't see anything in that amount of time, then they say, all right, well, they're going towards A. And we make that collapse happen at the same time. They come through in the trades, and Ottawa Gold, solid for the first round.
And now looking to get aggressive is Ottawa Gold. A lot of SMGs in hand. Moving right towards A. Look at Ottawa Black. 4 members through the middle. Nobody going to be able to see this. Eski's Fames finds first blood, but look at the flank from Noisy and Lightning. They're going to come so quick. Prof is sitting there saying, what in the world? In an easy 4v2 situation to kick things off for Ottawa Black's defense.
Yeah, that's one of those comms where you die behind and you're like, all right, who had the flank? Oh, wait, that was my job. All right, I wasn't expecting that fast. So pretty tough overall. And now Ethan, well, nothing he can really do. 1 versus 3. Everyone challenges at the exact same time, and the bold play to come through for Ottawa Blacks in the middle of the map will pay off.
Unreal. I love the play call as well. You get the SMGs so quickly forward. Fame has just got to be responsible for anybody who checks those Eskies, and boy, is he responsible for it. Grabbing those beautiful shots for first blood. And how about just the mind games that's going to pull for Ottawa Gold next time they're on offense? But what's going to be the call here for OU Black? You got to remember that Prof also played pretty aggressively on his first defensive look, playing over towards Gold Alley, and well, Lightning was the victim of that play. And you can already see he's paying a lot of respect to the potential of that happening again.
This is pretty similar to what they did before, though, right? Just a little bit of a stack inside of Gold and searching for information. You got Fame who's, playing in towards the bus heady. He's seeing if he can catch one by Globe, and that opens up a lot more of the map. But Noisy, he might have found his window to make his play. Radial gonna back on up. There is the initial spot, but they don't have to commit. The bomb is not here. They want to make a swift rotation now over towards this B side, and no one is inside apartments.
But Prof, does he read this? There's 1, there's 2. Wants Noisy for first blood. Not gonna grab that, has to back down. Herbie's already here to try to help this defensive hold, but he's gonna be potentially overwhelmed. There's the first and second. They double chow. There wasn't enough help coming from Prof. He was on the regen. So now E2N has to rotate over. He's just trying to play shoulders over through, but the trophy will deny the Semtex and the bomb goes down. Ottawa Gold needing to retake. They do not have street control. It's going to have to come right through the middle of the apartment, and they're not going to find much of anything. Chris Radial, 1v4. Technically, he's going to line up a couple. It's a 1v1. 30 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for him to regen. Fame is going to be sitting outside Boulevard. Chris has to check this. He's instead going to try to stick for the defuse. Fame, what's your timing looking like? It's already past halfway, but the angle is going to be held. Fame denying the 1v4, and Ottawa Black win 2 in a row.
Well, I was ready to come in and gas up Ottawa Black for how good of a round they just played, but it got a little too dicey, and this moment is where it happened. I mean, popping through the window at probably the worst possible time, and Cruelty can't find those shots to finish off the trade, but originally Noisy bringing some attention over towards the A side is what allows them to kind of push up towards B and have a bit more freedom to get there and get that bomb down. It gets dicey in towards the end, but they still manage to close out the round.
It's so important. Was that play for Ottawa Black to take street control? I mean, I'll be the first one to say that in the congregation of Shift, Search, and Destroy, I always preach the fact that that street is so important for a post plant. And so for Ottawa Black to shake Prophesied off that angle and then work their way in from that specific angle of approach is brilliant. So we'll see how things unfold here as everything comes to a bit of a lull. And this is what I was talking about for Ottawa Gold offensively. They don't want to get overwhelmed. They're just going to kind of hold this one close to the chest and kind of read what's happening.
Lots of shots coming through here for us, but no one's going to be able to find anything. But through the middle, you're going to hear that. Lightning with the challenge. Has to throw the Semtex down. Cruelty behind him. Does find Prof, but it's going to be another double. Radial finding these openings. Might have to make another big play as he's looking to chase down for the trade over by Globe. But both Ottawa Black players here, close and nearby, they're looking to push all the way through. And this bomb, it could still go to either side.
Time ticking. Decisions going to have to be made. And once again, Ottawa Black taking the proactive approach by wrapping all the way around. They're going to see nothing at A. Just comes down to how do they want to try about retaking this B site. E2N feeling maybe a little bit apprehensive about trying to dive on in with a Krig, but Chris is here with him. Bomb will be planted. Noisy and Fang going to be working this from the second hard point. And they're going to go window side. This is red. E2N. Oh, he's going to find one before falling. Now it's a 1v1 and around the corner, Radial. Want to talk about proactivity. He says, no more nonsense. No chance to reset this 1v1. Just comes out from behind and takes it up.
I'm all for it. Radial running at people right now because look at this. He's got no health. He's got no health and he's challenging. I mean, look at the confidence just oozing from this man's pores right now. He's just going for it, winning the battles. He does it in the end in that last round there as well, where he just brings the fight to his opponent. He's not willing to say, let's play around. I'm going to hold a preem and hopefully he comes to me. He feels so good about what he's been able to do so far. And that is a 7-2 start here for him, going in towards just what is a round number 5 coming up next.
Here comes Ottawa Black through the middle once more. Radial, I don't think he's fully read this. They're trying to lock this down in a 2v question mark situation. Radial finds the first. E2N up top. Semtex will surely tag him, and Cruelty will find elimination. Lightning's already pushed through. Prof has made his position aware. Over through the B site. He's playing through apartments, but the one player that nobody has a track down on is Herbie Bot. Fame will actually scout him up with a 1v1. Still tilts in favor of Ottawa Gold. An interesting 2v2 here as the defenders are split between opposite sides of the map, but Prof finds a brilliant piece of timing out of Cruelty, leaving Lightning for the 1v2.
He's got a sub as well. He just needs to get an isolated 1v1. He might get it versus Herbie. Prophesied just waiting for his teammate to collapse so they can make this happen together. But there's the gunfight. Lightning finds the first one. Very doable, 1 versus 2. But the bomb is just going to be hopped. Prophesied, he's not willing to toy with the fact of a gunfight. He just wants to hop on it. The check needs to come in, and it's not going to be in time. Big play out of Prof. Sticks the defuse in Ottawa Gold. They will take the lead 3-2.
Yeah, it's just a really dicey situation, I think, overall, just simply because for Ottawa Gold, your defense is literally on opposite sides of the map of each other for that 2v2, but the timing win for Prof, good for the first, the 1v1 in the end, not even needing to come through. Good decision just to stick. And so we get an advantage once more for Ottawa Gold. 8-3 for Chris Radial. He's having himself a map right now, and a lot of it came down to the fact that he nearly clutched up the 1v4 earlier.
That has been a big factor towards those 8 kills for sure, but still feeling himself nonetheless. And we'll see Ottawa Gold. They're going to make an aggressive hit towards B, and it's a full stack here for Ottawa Black by A. So they have this site for free. Of course, they don't know that, but they will be able to at least get themselves inside. This means it's going to be a bomb plant, and still no one from Ottawa Black has actually made their move. Finally, they're realizing, all right, I don't think anyone's here, and we're going to have to play for a retake over by B.
This has to be something that's in the playbook, though, knowing that you're going to be playing for a full force retake. Herbie, though, he's just going to cut right down the middle, finds first blood, and gets away with his life. Meanwhile, Prof takes a second challenge from inside the small door, but Lightning is good for the response. So 3v3. Noisy. Oh, he's going to know Herbie's nearby, finds elimination. But it is him versus 3, technically. Now just down to a 1v2. E2N, long range. No, he doesn't catch Radial. That's just not going to be great timing, and Noise is going to try to hop this. E2N is going to think Noise is going to try to play aggressively. Is there time for E2N to check this? He second guesses. Noisy will essentially respond in kind with another sneak away defuse. Oh my goodness, the mental chess has turned from 2D to 3D to 4D all of a sudden.
It sure has. I mean, we can do, I can do better. Noisy, this is a 1 versus 3. He finds that trade on towards his teammate. He sees Ethan too nice there in towards the back, but he gets the timing. He gets inside. And because of this, you then just hop on the bomb. And Ethan's thinking that the challenge is going to come to him simply because his position is known. But just a big play out of Noisy to stick that defuse, bring home the round, and even us back up here once again halfway through this map number 2.
Oh my goodness. Somewhere, in some place, Russell Crowe is thinking, are you not entertained? But it's going to be Ottawa Black. 4-man stack again through the middle of the map. There is nobody here from Ottawa Gold. And how do you rotate? If they wrap through lobby, it's going to have to be timing here for Gold. They just need to double check and see what's coming from behind. But Herbie was the one to do that. E2N also falls. More cheeky plays from Ottawa Black, leading to 3 members falling quickly. And it's down to 1. Prophesied cut off the rotation. This playbook is turning into a play Bible at this point in time. It's long.
Whatever I talk about, what I want to see for as far as this team and what creativity they're going to bring to the table, these are those maps that I talk about when you can maybe play against a team so much that you get to realize how they're playing the map, and no one is putting anyone towards the middle of the map here. Ottawa Gold are just completely leaving that open, and now that has been 3 rounds so far in towards this map where Ottawa Black have just taken that gap, said thank you very much, we're going to hit this, and have made the round come through here for them. This has been just honestly incredible stuff, and they now will have the lead 4-3, but back over towards the attack for Ottawa Gold. They're moving right towards A.
And look at the setup from Ottawa Black. They got 2 members already taking over the archway. Radio gets Semtex. Fame says that sounds like a favorable gunfight, and it is. 4 in a row for him. And Prof is like, it's what? Where do I go?
What do you even do at this point? I mean, you can get maybe a kill or 2 if you can, but 50 seconds has time to work with. Just too many headies, too many positions, and now Noisy knows exactly where he is, so that's going to make it even that much harder. And there is the collapse. Ottawa Black with the stack this time around will come through. I mean, they're just doing everything together, Alan. It's just everything is just on the same page right now here for them. You see these trades just beautifully done, and they're taking control of the site purely through their teamwork.
Unreal. And it's just, this is Fame. He's the most passive member. You see Noisy's already pushed up. Somebody else was with him. Maybe, I'm not sure who exactly it was. Part of me wanted to say that it was Fame that they had been trying to work around Statue with Lightning initially, but whoever, whether it was Lightning or Cruelty, Noisy wasn't by himself. They pushed really far forward on that A setup. So a 5-3 advantage. And Ottawa Gold has to be sitting here, wheels turning, saying, what in the world are we supposed to do right now? What are we going to expect to happen? Because they're playing reactionary, and all of their reactions have been completely duped.
What you do is you pick up mid, and they have done that, so that's good. Ethan's like, no more of that, slipping through the middle here, because they've played through it a couple of times, whether that's Eskies or just rotating over towards B. They have a pretty thin setup across the map defensively right now, so there is a lot of players you could look to isolate, one of them being Prop here, and he realizes this. I love this disciplined play. He backs all the way up. He's not interested in taking the gunfight, but on the other hand, Noisy, he's now finding an opening. Prop is there for the trade, and 3 versus 3 we go.
That trade's massive, though. You know for a fact that Ottawa Black is not actually playing for A, even up the first blood. This will be a B hit, so bomb planted, 3v3. Retake required from the side of Ottawa Gold. Prof is going to find some opening shots, but remember, the congregation of Shift, Search, and Destroy says, gotta get through this back boulevard area. Propheside will find 1 elimination. Fame and Cruelty trying to work the opposite sides of the bus together. And now they're actually going to push through. They're trying to isolate. And to kill for Prof, he's going to need to find a second. Takes the challenge, takes down Cruelty. And the 1v2 clutch up for Prof is good. Plenty of time to defuse.
He comes away with 4 too. I think he might have just came away with the ace. I'm not exactly sure, because that was a big play here for them. And yeah, that is just honestly incredible retake. You could see Ottawa Gold just taking their time, able to really work the clock in towards the back here, where a couple players are just playing prone, waiting for this push to come inside. But this gunfight here for Prop, no, finding the first one. He's low. He waits for his teammates to challenge. Then he moves in next to make this play for the last 2 kills, where he just finds Fame. Cruelty too low, is unable to do a whole lot in this situation. And there it is. Just beautiful work here. All 4 kills coming in towards the round, and that will be Ottawa Gold staying in this one. Not over just yet.
Has there been any insertion of a second guessing, though, to Ottawa Black? Because let's be honest, what you've been bringing to the table so far has been tried and true. And they're going to go 4-man stack through mid. This is like round 2 all over again. But the problem is they don't have the ability to read any information, but still it's Noisy and Lightning who are going to push through. Exact copy paste what we saw in round 2. Turning around his fame. Cruelty there with him. They find first blood, and now the flank is coming through the boulevard. They take down Herbie. Prof completely caught behind the bus. He's going to be stunned up. Noisy, though, still loses the gunfight. Prof required to win another, but not going to come out. It's just down to Chris Radial. 1v3 situation. He's got plenty of time, but the problem is he's got no bomb.
Oh, no bomb. And 3 tough players to try and battle through. How is he going to be able to do it? He's got to take a tough gunfight. And, well, that one he's not interested in taking. Even tagged up down to about 45 HP. Map number 2 on the line with about 35 seconds left here. You need the clutch to come in. The shots are there, but not enough. Cruelty brings it home. Ottawa Black, they play some beautiful search and destroy. And they're now up 2-0.
Unbelievable flexibility coming out, simply put. From the side of Ottawa Black, so much attention to the middle of the map. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I feel like almost everything from the side of OU Black came through the middle overall. And that creativity, Visions, we love creative plays like that. We live for them, we breathe them, we drink them up if we could.
It just feels so nice. It's just really refreshing, right? When you see teams still able to pull out, something that we just haven't seen too often. And there was really 3 separate plays where they were able to do it twice on offense, once on defense. And it took Ottawa Gold way too long to figure out, hey guys, we got to put someone in cutout here to see if we can maybe stop this push from coming, or at least notify us that there's 4 people in the middle of the map, because you really shouldn't be getting away with that whatsoever. But it's the simple fact that they're able to realize that they're not picking it up. They're heavy stacked towards the sites, and they're able to find that advantage, push through, brute force in towards it, come out with the trades, and really win a lot of the rounds because of it. And now we're in the situation where Ottawa Gold are having to win this next map, or we're going to a second best of 5, which would in some way feel about right that we're almost supposed to. But I'm expecting Ottawa Gold still a battle back heading in towards the control.
Well, let's take a look back at that first play that we saw defensively from Ottawa Black. On the defense, this is round number 2. And again, like you mentioned, we saw a couple of different plays from the side of OU Black in which they were trying to work the middle of the map overall. And as you take a look at this stack, the thing about it is that there are so many options available for them to use. Because in this round specifically, they start to put themselves into a position to where you can actually work through the bottom side of mid and then work around this play to A. And watch Fame right here on the kill cam. He's number 3. He's got a really good look up escalators, and he's already been able to free up both Noisy and Lightning to get behind. In the last round, remember that it's the same setup. Cruelty and Fame turn around. They don't see anything Eskies. They do find the pick over through Globe, and that is the decision-making for where Noisy and Lightning have to go. So as they find, at least in this instance, the kill up top Eskies, that directs Noisy and Lightning to start making a play around the back. No chance Prof will ever recognize it, and from here, it's just a complete collapse. And even beyond that, this is another little mini moment. Take a look at how Cruelty and Fame are moving. They're not pushing up Eskies. They know that there's a vulnerability to where Ottawa Gold could just push through lobby. So instead of just defaulting to full flooding from one side, they actually set up a bit of a pinch here, and that stops any rotation from happening. You saw Herbie. He wanted to try to do that. He gets taken down, and the play ends up becoming successful because of it. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And I'll be honest here, Visions, that's not something we've seen a lot across top challengers or in the CDL as far as that play is concerned.
It's not, and now you just have to kind of think like they really did have something prepped for this Moscow search and destroy. We haven't seen a lot of it here, and I think you could really feel that if you're Ottawa Gold because of it. It really costed them. And now, as I said before, the first best of 5 looking good here for Ottawa Black here. A chance to be able to go in towards this control and maybe even come out with a hot 3-0. They came off that last series with the fire. They're carrying it right in toward this one here for us, Alan, and they are looking incredible across the board. Every single player stepping up here for us at the moment.
Indeed, indeed. But we'll set things over to a break. Before we do, want to give a quick shout out to Get Good Hosts. They have been helping us get these neutrals online throughout all of playoffs, including what we have here. If you're looking to set up scrims, matches, whatever it happens to be with neutral servers, definitely check out our friends at Good Good Hosts by going to getgoodtech.com. That's good with a G-U-D, not an O-O-D. So check all that out. And again, much love to those guys for helping us out throughout the entirety of the weekend. We'll be back. Small reprieve. We'll come back to a control right after this. Since 2-0 advantage for Ottawa Black. Surprise, surprise. 2 very good maps, though. 250, 204. A good early advantage for Black on the hard point. Same could be said about the Moscow Surge and Destroy. At one point in time, up 5-3. They close at 6-4. Leaves us with the Garrison control. If maybe more than that. Depends on what happens here in these next potential 1 maps or 3 maps, if we'll see a second best of 5 or not.
Exactly. I mean, we don't know what to expect, I think, coming in towards this. And this has to be a kind of a hard reset for Ottawa Gold right now because they're used to really setting the tone. I mean, we saw their stats at the beginning of of this grand final where they were just getting 3-0s through the entire season. And a lot of their games so far in towards playoffs have been 3-0s or 3-1. So they're not very often, behind in a series. And this maybe is kind of like a first for them overall here. So a true test, I feel like, for as far as, their mental coming in towards what will be this third map, making sure they're not falling apart because these are close maps that they have the ability to take. It's just falling short in some of these crucial moments.
Yeah, and that's the real big key is that the little things that have been going on have just been a little bit more proactive and a little bit more advantageous because Ottawa Black are the ones that are kind of coming out on top of the pacing and the timing. That was something that we did not largely see when these two teams played each other in the winners semifinals. So whether it's the map pool that's changed or just a mentality shift that's kind of come in, regardless, something is clicking right now for Ottawa Black, which means that if Ottawa Gold from the winners bracket want to lock things up in just 1 best of 5, they would need a reverse sweep. Otherwise, we will go back to the veto process and see what the second best of 5 leaves us with. Garrison control up next. Noise has been playing lights out. Got to start there, I feel like, if the conversation's going to be there for a 3-0 for Ottawa Black.
Yeah. I mean, if he can keep playing like this, it looks like it might just be a second best of 5 because he's really had a lot of these takeover moments that you're like, damn, yeah, that's the Noisy that we know and love right there. So it can be really difficult at times to really shut him down. And you're seeing that right now in towards this series. We saw it in the last series. So carrying that through going in towards this one, going to be absolutely crucial here for us. And as we look at both teams who have actually played in towards, a lot of the maps so far in this game mode, it's only really been 3 for the side of Ottawa Black. For Ottawa Gold. So they actually haven't had too much time going in towards this overall. This means that you might be able to find another advantage. So I think just coming into this with the vetoes here, Alan, they've done their prep. Ottawa Black looking really solid across the board. And they have a strong chance at being able to carry this through in towards this third map.
I agree with you. As much as we like to sit there and look at the statistics and say that it tells the tale, you got to remember that this Ottawa Gold team was a team of 4 through challengers. So you really have to figure that they're more than prepared just about anywhere. But I think preferences definitely do tell us something. So we're not trying to sit here and sell one side of the story, but there is something to be told about the narratives that get built off of the map selections throughout the regular season. Herbie able to take down Noisy down low. Even trades. Herbie a little bit more finesse, able to take Cruelty from the high ropes, and that'll lead to Ottawa Gold not just finding success at A, but Herbie can actually lock down some rotations through the middle, and so he will. First tick of progress, good on the A zone. Ottawa Black need to find a way to retake.
One heck of a start right now, and now it's Herbie on the pinch for 4 in a row. Does he find a 5th? Well, Low can't really find the shots, so he will end up falling to Cruelty. But this A zone, I mean, it is cruising by that third tick, just about ready to come in. We'll see Prof up top. Here he will be shut down, and it's none other than Noisy who clears out the point, will deplete that tick, and it's Lightning who cleans up green to move in for the power position.
This is actually a brilliant recovery, not only because you get a full retake on A, but look how far forward Lightning has gotten with Noisy. They're already retaking the middle of the map. E2N's trying to punish. Will find one elimination, drop there to assist for the double. Fame trying to pick up where they had left off, and so they will. A couple of kills coming through, and Ottawa Black have tied things up at 20 lives apiece, and there's only 45 seconds left on the clock.
Still have a chance to be able to make a move, though. Stalling the clock here going to be pretty key, and they're going to get right on top of it. Trophy systems down. Noisy with the challenge is not going to be good. Ethan will find him and take him out. So finally, progress being made, and Ottawa Gold starting to take over the map a little bit here for us. Cruelty needs to wait for his teammates to come off spawn before he can really confidently challenge this. So he's just going to contest it, wait for the challenge to come to him.
Able to find one elimination. Herbie up top. Needs to win this gunfight versus Noisy, but it's Noisy who gets the jump on him. Clock stalls at 38 seconds. E2N, the only Ottawa Gold member who's actually on the point. He actually single-handedly will capture a second tick of progress. Long-range shots decent from Noisy, but he's going to need some assistance, and you can already see the attention of Ottawa Black is a bit split. After this hit through the middle of the map, they needed to recover to make sure the A side stayed safe. So with that space, Ottawa Gold will get a full capture, and with a small life lead, they've got an extra minute and a half now to play for the last tick at A.
You have a lot of time, and the good news is too is that on this push you just need to find one wipe, stack the zone, and you're coming away with an offensive round here to kick things off. So you're in a really strong position, which means that Ottawa Black, they need to play very disciplined. But Ethan not going to get the best of the barrel here, it seems, as he will end up dropping. But Radial still in a good position inside of bricks. He's able to finesse and maybe start cutting off the reinforcements. Will put himself right inside of square, waiting patiently, and now we have Prof in from behind. So this is a good position to be in for Ottawa Gold. They just need to now win these gun battles.
Noisy throwing some consideration through Cobble. Radio wanted to try to chase down the kill, but denied by Fame. Good awareness from Noisy, but it's E2N's Krieg who wins the battle. 10 playing up against 7. Tons of time to work with. And as the attention starts to go back to the zone, it's Cruelty and Lightning that have to try to play their lives. The Semtexes are pretty darn nice. Radio up top, able to clean the point up, though. And now an opportunity to double stack this. Third tick of progress coming through. Noisy going to have to be the one to touch, but will not commit for it. Ottawa Gold take the first offense.
That's what happens when you lose a break off on towards Garrison control. You lose that first break, and you have no longer any map pressure, as well as both zones being attacked at the same time. And it comes from this play here from Herbie, right, where he's able to find a couple of kills in towards the middle of the map. They're already over towards A on that zone, and Herbie cuts off another one and plays his life, not allowing the reinforcements to really get in there, clear off the point, be able to retake it, and get back on towards the map.
Good offensive start for Ottawa Gold. Big way to kind of start immediately swinging some momentum around and put the pressure on your opponent for what is going to feel like the first time so far. I mean, hell, we didn't even talk on the fact that Ottawa Gold, not only did they find themselves down, but this is the first time they've ever found themselves down in the CCL. Again, not like they're strangers to being down because the Challengers team and all that, but still. That has to linger in your minds at least somewhat. Radial mid-map finds first blood. Herbie trying to come up top. Fame already ready for it, no problem. Then turns the attention over. Cruelty not going to find the better of Chris Radial, so even trades thus far. Last 1v1 to the middle of the map, good for Fame. He's on 3 in a row, and then steps foot onto the B zone to stall the clock and start making some progress.
Problem side, though, he's still in from behind, and with this gunfight one here, that actually stops just about everyone on the zone, and Radial's still alive. They find all 4, and it's all because of this man on your screen being able to come through, Surgeon with Herbie, to find the kills and force the spawns deep here for Ottawa Black. The pressure now on as you have to battle through all of these initial gunfights. Not going to be easy by any means, but we'll see if they can in fact do it. Prof going to back himself up as he's anticipating the push to come through caution, but it's Herbie again for a couple of kills. Noisy trying to make a solo play, but Prof says none of that. I'm here, and they clear out the zone here again.
How about Lightning? Oh, I was about to say he finds one good gunfight win over towards Lights. Maybe that opens up some space for Ottawa Black to come off this respawn and have one more chance at the zone, but now they have to fight their way out. 2 kills, not bad for the effort. Herbie, mid-map, Noisy not gonna see him. Tries to take the second gunfight, mostly because he's forced to, but gets put down. 10 seconds. Lightning giving the first one forward. He'll stall the clock. Wants to try to find a kill, and good help from Fame will allow them to clear some of the pressure on the point. E2N mid-map. Need to find this elimination, but E2N! Maybe a bit too nice. Finds himself a kill on 2 HP. Noisy eventually gets the trade, and the play stays alive as the first tick of progress will be confirmed.
You got 2 players in the zone, so that progress gonna cruise on by, but they still have to win a couple of gunfights. Radio, he opened up the middle of the map before. Now he needs to open up caution. Does he find his window to pounce? His teammates are at the front of Lights. He now makes his move. Cruelty needs to find this kill. He just barely gets it, but no one's here to get on the zone and stop the clock. The retake is good. And we will see Ottawa Gold come into this map number 3 with the fire as they are now leading 2-0.
And a pinch on the retake was perfectly timed. And E2N starts things off by winning a couple of tradeaway gunfights in the middle, but that pinch from Prophesied on one side, the rest of the team essentially on the other, leads to clearing off those final few seconds that were required to take the defense. So a convincing offense leads to a convincing defense for the side of Ottawa Gold, and they're now up 2-0. On the opposite side, but you look across the board, Ottawa Black, KD rise perfectly fine. It's just Herbie's 15-9.
That's been one of the big influences on why Ottawa Gold have been able to have this 2-0 lead. He's found a couple of crucial kills, just weaving in the middle of the map. Now you need a strong defense out of Ottawa Black if you're going to stay alive here. So far, so good. Much better on the break, but Radial able to turn and snap for 1, but Noisy starts off with a 3 spree right away into the round number 3. Herbie, the only one pushed forward as Noisy tries to punish the players coming off spawn, but Ethan Too Nice is there for the trade. And now Ottawa Gold, with a bit of control and kills coming through their way, they can look to make a play on towards B.
But it's actually going to be a split hit. We've seen a couple of teams try to do this, where you have 3 members mid-map, you send 2 to one zone, 1 to the other, but the pressure automatically alleviated. Fame now in control of the high ground, Lightning right behind him. Ottawa Black taking their time, wanted to make sure there is no trail hit to get onto the A zone, and then eventually try to use this high ground to retake the B side. And here comes the action from the front. Noisy to find one. Lightning getting down from the high ground finds the second. Radio still alive on the point, trying to stay alive in light. Second tick of progress, almost halfway done. Long range shot's not going to be good enough. Lightning takes the win. And with that, Ottawa Black should be able to get a little bit of space, but the problem is you've got Herbie all the way back into bricks already, which means that Ottawa Black will be cut off spawn, and Ottawa Gold will be right back onto the B zone to confirm the second tick.
And then the bottom left spawns there on your minimap, so you have to actually go all the way around bricks, play the safer route so you can get back towards A. You're fine conceding B here, but you have to try and get Radial off the zone. They do so, and they also find 3 at the same time. So life's currently even here, 17-17. We'll see Ethan swing that in their favor for a very quick moment, but you have to wait for everyone to get back on towards the map. And now it's a decision of how many players do we want to dedicate in towards the back of bricks to try and break on through. It looks like just about the entirety of the team except for player 2. Prop's going to hit this upside for a pinch, looking for information, tries to take the shots, able to tag up one, and finishes off the kill.
Ooh, almost gets the second. Herbie should try to make good on that elimination and will. So the clock comes to a stall, and Herbie 20-11. Finding himself a double. Radio here to help, and the timing is absolutely perfect. Cruelty was looking for the trade, but was just a little bit too late for the engagement. Stuck his radio, but still takes one down with him. Lightning gonna have to find a way to strike, not just once, not just twice, but a couple of times, but not gonna happen there. Ottawa Gold, they stack, they take the point, and with that 3-0 in the control.
3-0 in the control for us, and well, we aren't going to that best of 5 just yet. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. Ottawa Gold showing up here for us, and this was a very convincing map, especially with the way you just lost the last 2 maps that were extremely close. I was questioning whether or not, they were going to be able to kind of reset, come in towards this 3rd map, and be able to put on a performance like that, like they've been doing this entire season and this entire playoff run. Well, that is a big yes. They come in here for us, and they're going to keep this series rolling for the first best of 5.
And they're going to roll right into a Garrison hardpoint. So who knows? Maybe that mid-map pressure that we're seeing Herbie find so much success with will be a bit of a nuisance and a bit of a problem here for Ottawa Black. I mean, both teams a little bit limited as far as how many times they've statistically played this map mode combination of Garrison hardpoint throughout the regular season. But I think you just kind of have to use that control as a bit of a, flash in the pan. Is that going to lead to fire potentially? Because you've got a really solid performance out of Herbie, doubled up on the KD 2.0 at least. And now you go back to the same map where the middle of the map is so crucially important. So I don't know. Does your thought process change that, yes, okay, a couple of close maps, first convincing one, maybe Ottawa Gold's just waking up a little bit here for this matchup?
Could be waking up. I mean, you always have to take in that the team coming from the lower bracket, they're coming off all those hot gun fights, coming off of a lot of energy and hype too. And you have to imagine they're getting hype, right? So you're sitting up here in the grand final for what has been a really long time, right? Like you've just been sitting here all day, maybe warring up against bots, maybe getting a scrim or 2 in if you can. But yeah, you have been coming in here likely pretty slow. So we kind of see that play out for us for as far as maybe the first couple of maps. And this is maybe the time where they hit the gas pedal, they look to take over, and they start to really put on the pressure. So you have to kind of flip that story over towards now Ottawa Black. They're forced to go in towards this map. Now they have to see if they can win this one, because you want to make sure you don't go to a raid S&D. I feel like that is really a key, right? Helen, they're way too good on it. Ottawa Gold are just dreaming about getting towards that map 5. So this is a really big one here for Ottawa Black to come out strong in.
Yeah, 12 of their 16 search and destroys were played on Raid Search and Destroy. So, yeah, I definitely would agree with you when it comes to that overall. So we'll see how things kind of unfold. I mean, to be fair, Ottawa Black, if we want to talk Search and Destroy, they've been a little bit more flexible as far as where they've played. They still obviously hold a near perfect record on Search. So, take from that what you will. But yeah, I agree with you. This Ottawa Black team, they need to find a way to likely put this one away in 4, because you just don't want to have the pressure of a map 5 reverse sweep looming over you on Ottawa Gold's best map. But let's be honest, Austin, we said the exact same thing about Carleton and Humber when it comes to map 5 searches, and we were wrong then. So I would be pleasantly fine being wrong once more, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. You don't want to let those chickens hatch, or count the chickens before they hatch, or something about them crossing the road. I don't know. Chicken euphemisms all over the place. But we're into map 4. It's Garrison Hardpoint. Opening set nade's a bit off here. So Ottawa Black will actually be the first ones to get on the point. But the focus for Gold all through the middle of the map. Unfortunately, none of it successful. Early time, once again, dominated by Ottawa Black.
They had a bit of time to talk in between that last map and this one, and maybe that's something they realized, because that's how Ottawa Gold were taking over the map, and they shut that down at least at the beginning of the break-off. That's going to be about 17 points they collect early. Ethan, pivotal roll up top here, but Lightning will find the kill. Herbie also takes down a teammate with a Semtex. As much as he gets himself on the time, you don't exactly have all of your numbers here just yet, and well, the numbers advantage will pay off for Ottawa Black as they're looking to move on through for the last 15 seconds.
Not bad overall, and beyond that, they're in a position to keep contesting the middle of the map, but ETN's about to be pressured by Noisy, wins the gunfight, expects it beautifully. Good help from Herbie! Oh my goodness, nearly catches Lightning. One more shot will do it, but Lightning ducks under to keep things evenly traded. Will not do too much to influence what's about to happen here in the initial time of the satellite truck, as Ottawa Gold still retained to the left side of the minimap with the first ones there. It looks like they should be able to get at least 15 to 20 seconds worth of time as Ottawa Black tries to push for the back.
Oh, will they realize, though, that one player spawns out? Well, they will now, because Cruelty dies from behind, but you just lose all of those individual gun battles. Fame goes towards the very back, where he's also trying to block the spawns here, but they're still going to spawn in. The pressure is just too overwhelming, and, well, that is a great hold coming through here for Ottawa Gold, where now they just need to fend off the push in the front.
Yeah, it's tough because you even see this for a moment if you're watching the minimap. Ottawa Black, as they were coming from ammunition hangar through trash, they kept looking to their left, They thought that Ottawa Gold may have had parallel spawns with them just to the south of where they popped up, but that was not the case. Fame was not able to fully block those spawns like you mentioned. So Ottawa Gold realistically only give away those 26 seconds on P1. They walk away with a full 60 of their own. And how about this? Ottawa Black is not aggressively zoning. Herbie already into tools, but cut up. And that means that the rest of Ottawa Black should be able to know that this hit is pretty imminent. Radial down to 2 HP. Will stay alive just barely. Fame wants the challenge, and he's rewarded for pushing through.
I like that. That's actually a big kill because Radio was trying to play his life so he could actually set up this team hit. And now you're dropping one by one where everyone is not in position to be able to find these trades. So this is good stuff out of Ottawa Black where they can now start to press forward, take away a bit of the map here, create some space. Fame isn't even interested in taking the gun battle because he's close towards streets right now. And he can maybe play his life and get assistance from his squad. They will be good, but this could be your opening. Radio able to at least get them off of the time for a couple of seconds. The 8 out of Cruelty will not land. The movement way too good. And the spawns flip out. And overall, that's just about a 30 for 30 if you can lock down the last remaining seconds.
I feel like often when you say 30 for 30 splits, say, yeah, that's fine. But that's incredible considering the fact that we're on the third hard point that is so difficult to break. Fame to want 6 in a row. Wants to go to the pistol. A little bit over aggressive, chasing down the last elimination. Will be cut down just short of streets. But that was a pretty big bounce back for him. He just started off a pretty cool 3 and 4, now up to 9 and 4 overall. But still, the SMGs of Ottawa Gold dominating the conversation as kind of we framed up. But it's Chris Radial at 10 and 5, staying passive, wants to catch Fame. Semtex goes down, finds some damage, but no elimination. Ottawa Gold still on the outside of this fourth hard point, and the play for the high ground coming through for Ottawa Black. Fame, he was doing a little bit of bunny hopping as he tries to work his way up top the green, but is not going to be required. He's got enough help around the hard point to just soak up some hill time.
Ottawa Black looking to get back in towards this one. He's down by about 14 points, and Fame will be able to lock down the hill. Couple kills for him. He's 11 and 4 to kick this one off. We've been talking about Noisy, who's also doing well, but Fame starting to pick things up for us too. Look towards Noisy here again, a big gunfight for 5 in a row, going on a spree. Absolute menace on towards the map, thinking about the spawns, gets in from behind, might be able to find Ethan for a 6. Yes, there is. Big kills, AR in his hand, and 1 off the streaks.
And you can see Ottawa Black will now turn around, see if they can maybe find Ottawa Gold off of their spawn out towards the third hardpoint, but the kills are just not all that convincing. Not a lot of high ground control, so Ottawa Gold are able to kind of open up some space, but Noisy on 7 wants number 8 is going to take that Radial. Fully streaked out for Noisy at 14 and 7. It's the Noisy and Fame show right now as they've already combined for 26 kills.
Oh man, this is just insane. Will Noisy keep this going here for himself? He's got a couple players over towards Zatcom, but finally he is dealt with. So the spree is shut down, but you still got Lightning and Fame to try and deal with. As prophesied, waits for the push, does get bad timing, goes for the re-challenge. Fame just trying to play his life. Everyone here for Ottawa Black on the retake, but the snaps on a prof are good. Does he find 3? Just about. Weakens him up for an easy trade, and Ottawa Gold will contest the last hill heavily.
What a heads-up play from Herbie. I think a lot of SMGs in that situation would sit there and say, I'm the last one to stay alive. I'm going to play the hard point time. But he knows his teammates are spawning behind him, so he tries the zone forward. That creates a little bit of extra space to where Ottawa Gold could technically just walk into the hard point. But more importantly, they can contest this rotation to the first hill. Noisy and Cruelty, though, have different plans in mind as they will combine for 3. And it's Ottawa Black to hit the century mark first.
Fame through the middle. Wants to lock down everything for as far as this push here for Ottawa Gold, but on the time, Ottawa Black happily collecting seconds here for them. Fame can't get a whole lot done, so Cruelty now needs to watch over Noisy. This push about to come on through. There is Ethan. Shots come through, able to tag him up from the side. Noisy deals with 1, and Fame and Lightning find the last 2. It's all up to Ethan for now, as his teammates also have to start worrying about this rotation in Lightning. Already a step ahead.
And the thing about this, you got to remember that Noisy has double streaks, so they can commit to full 60 time on the first hard point or the second, and then use the streaks to clear off for the break on either the second hard point or the third, depending on how things go. But a 50-50 battle happening through bricks. It's going to be to a 1v1. Lightning trying to push forward, but instead tries to hit the brakes, wants to wait for help. Prof trying to deny that opportunity, and he will find the elimination. Has an SMG in the back pocket, takes down another. 3 in a row for Prof. Fame will take care of them, but with split spawns, Ottawa Black have a big decision to make as far as how do they want to break this hill.
Last time around, they held just about every single second, and Ottawa Black were struggling to get inside. This time you have Lightning in the back here who can force out those spawns, but you need to make sure your teammates get here in time too to create the pinch or back him up for the support. Lightning will fall, so now it's just a break from the front. Cruelty comes through, shots are good for one, but can't finish off the second. Noisy does break on through. Can he find the 1v1 on the point? 30 seconds still to gain. Noisy comes in, but Ethan, too nice, says no. Able to stop it. Now it's a fight for the hill as Fame tries to battle out against 2 more, and it's no good.
It's you just wonder, is that good enough though for Ottawa Black? Because you've got these streaks, and we might not see another second hard point depending on how things go here, even though we are at about a tie game. Chris Radial, first one forward, never expected Lightning to be right above him. Prophesied not good for the trade. So even though about 40-45 seconds go the way of Ottawa Gold, it's going to be the side of Black. Already ready to go for the third hard point. Noisy for first blood and a second through Dark. The hit for gold, not quite set up yet, and one side goes before the other. Radial wanting the trade. Will eventually get it, and now help will start to come back through, but Cruelty picks up. He's going to find one. Lightning a second as he watches the middle of the map in the first 20 seconds. Good for Ottawa Black.
Radial, he can't challenge this yet. Herbie also low, so you can feel the pressure out front right now, but the challenge now comes through. Herbie able to come in with his teammate. They come over the wall. Break gone through. Spawn still here for Lightning as he tries to get something done, but Ethan cleans him up, so things will flip out. We look at the score, 165 to 152. 18 seconds of scrap time. Looking good for Ottawa Gold, but the rotation right now. Radial, who's on 5, make that 6. Turns and snaps, working for streaks of his own.
Oh, he wants to go to the pistol to get the streaks. Are you kidding? Had the opportunity as he had Lightning isolated in vent to just play the reload, but much more brash than we may have thought. Finds the 7th, wants number 8. Noisy over the top, hell of a prediction. So it's only the artillery strike that's earned. And now Noisy moving forward, trying to clear out an exit to get over to this 4th hardpoint as Ottawa Gold retake the lead once more. Fame from the opposite angle, takes down Herbie and puts himself onto the hardpoint. But E2N from the high ground. Maybe not for too long though. Lightning and Fame finessing and staying alive, soaking up every possible second they're allowed to on this 4th hill.
Fame trying to move forward here. Cruelty and Noisy, they create some space. Looking for that last 30 seconds. This is a big 30 seconds to give over here. So Ottawa Gold, they might think about dedicating some resources into giving this a hit. And Ethan already ahead of the play. Finds himself one. Radial, the big player here who's found 26 kills, looking for 27. Gets help there from Ethan. They will be able to surge through up towards the point, contest this time, force the spawns deep, and give themselves a massive advantage heading in towards B5.
Good opening nade. Ottawa Black will have the opportunity to continue to play through the middle of the map. E2N takes down 1. Herbie trying to make sure there is no contest for the trade. Meanwhile, though, keep your eye on number 3. Fame will spawn behind this. And with a couple of pesky players for Ottawa Black still staying alive, Ottawa Gold are still searching for these kills, but they find them pretty darn quickly. So everything gets cleaned up, and every single yellow arrow on the map starts to turn back over to bricks. First kill good. Lightning, aggressive, wants the shot punch, but it's Herbie who gets the gun up first. Now the streak's starting to rain on in. Fame good for 1, but Radial and Prof hold on. 205 to 205. Ottawa Gold still into the hard point. Prophesied on 4 in a row, and Ottawa Black need to find a way to break through this hard point if they even want to see the next hill coming up.
Oh, we're going to get maybe a possible map number 5. Ottawa Gold with 15 seconds left, just trying to force these spawns deep and keep them in the trap. But we could see Noisy break over the play, but Radial says no, shuts down 2. And he's got support from Ethan as they look for Cruelty. And Radial, with no hesitation, hits it, brings it to him, finds the gunfight. That is for kill number 32. 205 to 231. Ottawa Gold in the lead and a chance to close it out on P1.
The Prophesied cannot move any further forward. The exit through light through Ottawa Black gives them an opportunity to get onto this hard point. Just when you thought Ottawa Gold may have done enough, you gotta remember that there are still streaks to play for. And they might need to come down right now, because Radial and Herbie have cleared off so much space. Fame needs to keep his life. Noisy gonna be calling in 1. You have to feel like it's gonna be a cruise missile. He does see a couple of lockouts. He's gonna find a couple. That's 3 players down. It's down to Chris Radial to try to hold his life. Not going to be allowed to. Lightning Semtex will get the job done, and Ottawa Gold stalled at 240 points.
Ottawa Black need to make sure they stay on this time for another 10 seconds and win the rotation here. A lot of pressure on Cruelty, and he doesn't win that first battle. Will we see them break in towards the point? So far, so good. Noisy, what can he do? He can't do anything. Ottawa Gold, they can still end it here. It has to be Ottawa Black on the retake, winning the gunfight, but it's not looking great. No one can contest. No one can get on the time. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a map 5.
Unbelievable finish to an incredible back and forth map that we just had right here. And it just comes down to, I have to tilt this conversation first and foremost the Black's direction, because it comes down to that second rotation P2. It was about a 130 to 130 game, 40 seconds or so on the hard point. And with them kind of having split spawns between the back and then also out towards the third hard point, that was when there needed to be a decision as far as, are we going to break using any of these streaks? Because that would have at least gotten them off the time and maybe a chance to catch out a couple of trail members who either went up the top green a bit more exposed than they thought, or back in the breaks where you had Fane kind of watching over the top, but they decide to hold on to him. Ottawa Gold able to take a bit of a lead, and the back and forth affair continues until we finally see that wipe. Really good corrections from Gold, but Chris Radial, full circle, 360, all of it. Take him all the way forward, as he's been a key reason of why these last two maps have been good for Ottawa Gold.
He just brings the aggression, Alan. I mean, you're seeing it every gunfight, the confidence showing, and yeah, he's a massive problem heading in towards this map 5. So we'll see if they can bring it back. A reverse sweep here. It's now on the table, and now the pressure falls on towards Ottawa Black to bounce back in the best map mode combination for Ottawa Gold.
We'll see what happens. It's a raid, search, and destroy map 5 grand finals. We'll be back for this. Out. All we know is that by the end of this grand finals, whether it ends here in map 5 or the second best of 5, Ottawa, Kansas will be happy in one way or the other, as that's where both of these two teams are hailing from. But speaking of hailing, I'm ready to just start saluting Chris Radial, because the last two maps he has been in takeover mode.
He really has been. And I mean, I'll be honest, this is the first time I've got to cast over him, and watching it happen right in front of my face, it is beautiful stuff. I mean, just his way to be able to finesse a lot of these little close moments is basically matching what Noisy is doing, right? We talked about how much of an influence he had in towards the maps coming in towards the first couple, and now it's Radial stepping up, matching that pressure. Not easy to do, but here's the problem here for Ottawa Black. You're going in towards the best map mode combination that you have available for Ottawa Gold. They are 12-0 on it. Teams love to ban out the raid because of how damn good they are on it. And now Ottawa Black, some of that creativity they brought on the Moscow, you feel like you might need it somewhere here going in towards the map 5.
To be fair, I mean, just taking a look at what we've seen over the course of the search and destroy, as mentioned, Ottawa Black has played a little bit more of a map pool when it comes down to what they play in search.
True.
But specifically in raid, when it comes down to how many times they've played that map, just 2 separate times throughout the regular season. Take from that what you will, because obviously you've got challengers players all over both of these teams. You know that they're going to be well rehearsed on it. It just comes down that you have to know for sure that Ottawa Black, they are going to be the ones that need to respond to what Ottawa Gold throw at them after all these rehearsal reps that we've said here in the CCL. And how about it? It will be Gold on the offense first, a 3-1 split, 3 of which are heading right over to A, and Ottawa Black still want to put on the pressure through the middle of the map, already taking over the Rock Garden, and that will put a bit of a pause here to what Ottawa Gold want to do offensively.
You have to make sure, though, you hold your life, and Noisy realizes that. All right, the majority of the players are here. I don't want to throw my life away for free. I'm going to back up here with Cruelty and try to retake maybe for the front, but Noisy does fall as he goes for a bit of a peek. Cruelty for a trade, evens things up, but Ethan has a chance to plant. You're in a 2 versus 3. It's doable, but can Ethan get out?
Not going to be allowed to. 3v1, but it's Chris Radial. First couple of shots were great. Takes a couple more, but the slide shell comes through. Lightning wins that one without too much contest. And that's the big key. Go back to the Moscow Search and Destroy. Oh, all over the middle of the map was Ottawa Black. The same will occur here in round number 1 from their defensive standpoint.
You love that, honestly. I just think that the idea of playing, through your Moscows, your raids, I mean, I've been preaching this all year, Alan, right? If you're going to play through the middle of the map, it gives you options, because if you're hitting A or B, you can cut through open stairs. You can cut through dividers. The very same thing you can do on Moscow. You can go through Eskies. You can go to Globe. So it gives you a lot of options. And if you find a kill because they look to challenge it off the front, then you can create a man advantage because there's 4 players there that are looking to line you up and shoot you down. So I really do love the idea of it. Now, it is a lot more difficult to do that here on offense on raids. So we'll see if they do, in fact, try to contest this or not.
Not going to be a mid-map hit, though. Ottawa Black, a lot of SMGs in hand. Looking to go quickly. It's Prof, who's the only defensive member here, over towards B, and he actually plays a passive angle. He's pushed backwards. Lightning's going to stick for a bomb plant, and look at the post-plant potential for Ottawa Black. Even if you lose Lightning here, you're going to be okay, but oh, they actually lose Noisy as well from the middle of the map. So now it's down to a 2v3 as Cruelty responds to 1, but the pressure from Radial already moving forward. Should know Fame's in the corner. Fame takes down 2, goes for a bit of a swim, and will take down all 3. No floaties required.
Yeah, you might need a life jacket for the pool, even if it's not that deep, because you're underwater and landing the shots can be difficult. But look at this play from Fame. He's ready. Brings it to the pistol even to bring home the triple kill. A 2 versus 4. You lost Noisy right away. You lost Lightning as he put down the bomb, but holding strong, going clutch. Cruelty and Fame both now 3-0.
There's no way. I mean, are you kidding? Kev, doing him dirty. A huge second round. Ottawa Gold not deterred. Trying to still pull off that same first round strap, but the difference is now they've got 4 members part of this A hit. And Ottawa Black have just ran right through mid. They're already into the back line. They haven't seen too much over the middle. Fame will drop, and that will mean the flank will know exactly where they need to go. E2N has not even tried to plant this bomb yet. Noisy knowing that there should be contestants close by. Furby caught off guard, but still wins the gunfight. And now another 4v2 situation for Ottawa Gold.
We saw 2 before last time, yeah, but this time around it's a lot more difficult. And, well, you're seeing why Herbie just wraps back through Zig. What's Cruelty and what would have to be a 1v4? You could play for streaks here. I would love the idea of playing your life. And, yeah, I think that's what Cruelty's going to do. You might move over towards the top of ring, see if you can pick some players off, maybe coming through open stairs. But other than that, it's okay to give this round if you can keep your life and maybe even find an extra kill.
I think he may have just saw Radial for a moment. Now he will. Shots decent, but not enough for the elimination. And this will be information that for Gold, okay, he's just going to be trying to play for streaks here. Radial will confirm he's still on top of the statue. E2N and Prof are actually going to try to hunt down this kill. They're playing for point of contact. Why not? I mean, he's only on 4. Even if you drop 1, not a big deal. There's number 5, but the 6 will not be there. And let's be honest, he wouldn't have gotten a 7th either. So Ottawa Gold able to find their first search and destroy round on the board.
And it's the collapse. They stop it. Herbie finds this kill. And it's also, a bit tough, too, because Ottawa Black, maybe at this moment, didn't exactly know which bomb site they were hitting. So when they made that push through in towards Zig, Noisy could have been here 10 seconds sooner. But they made that push in behind Art first, playing for the 50-50. They don't know where they are until finally the shots came through there from Herbie in the middle of the map. And he comes away with a couple of big kills to make sure that they do have security in and around the site.
The SMGs for Ottawa Gold, man, they have been such a demon to deal with. For Ottawa Black, 4 and 3 early through 3 rounds for Herbie. This time, a bit of passiveness coming out. Fame is just trying to make noise. He's really not responsible for doing too much besides maybe just finding a kill. He's going to get 1, back away, maybe a chance to take down the second contestant, but it's Radial who finds immediate trade. But look at the push through Ottawa Black. They're all coming through the middle of the map. Prof, he's going to be completely caught off guard once more. How many times is Prof going to get turned around on a search and destroy map defensively? Cruelty, 1 more through the middle. That'll be good for what will be a 3v1 situation for Black as they look to plant at the A site.
Well, make that a 1 versus 2. Ethan Too Nice has a sub and an AR to work with, and the bomb just got planted, so plenty of time on the clock. And I think he's got a good idea on where the post-plant setup is. Lightning gives him a shoulder, tags him up. No way you hop on this. He's just going to bait it out. Little shoulder again. Waiting for a pre-fire. Tough situation. He might have to push in or gonna maybe try to stick, and Lightning should see him on the bomb. They're gonna bring in the double challenge. Nicely done. Ottawa Black, they'll now take the lead 3-1.
That's picture perfect with numbers for Ottawa Black. You just keep throwing shoulders for Lightning. Once it starts to get a little bit dwindled after the shots had come through in spam form, you essentially call your teammate over, slide out, double chow it. If he's there, just team shot him, get the win. It's exactly what occurs. Textbook from Ottawa Black, up 3-1. Again, they are coming out of the lower bracket. If Ottawa Black were to find 3 more of those rounds, we would reset and go to a second best of 5. Otherwise, Ottawa Gold will be able to lock down a reverse sweep and become champions as the #1 seed overall when it comes to this bracket. The #1 in the top 25. The Radial about to be pressured. Sees 1, sees 2. What do you do here for Ottawa Gold? That information. You would think that maybe you would try to set up for a laundry post plant, and that may indeed be the case as E2N is going to plant the bomb.
Look at Herbie. He ran right through, and Fame's like, how is he inside of Kitchen right now? And he might come away with a second if he goes to cutout, but this should be a trade for Cruelty. He takes some shots, and does give the information here, so you should be able to bring home at least the trade. Herbie does die, so now 3 versus 3. 30 seconds on the clock. You already got Lightning up close. You're going to lose now a second in the 2 versus 3.
It's just going to be so difficult now with losing Lightning. How do you retake and deal with the player top laundry? Cruelty will find the kill and gets away, but time is a huge problem. He has to chow this at 13 HP. Only 7 shots, not going to even get across their pillars. So brilliant read from Ottawa Gold. Tip the hat over to Radial for reading that 2 players around the flank, and then E2N for committing to get the bomb planted for a laundry post plant. Picture perfect from the opposite side of Ottawa this time.
Exactly the case, and it's really just a lot of players being able to slip through behind enemy lines in these search and destroys. We just see Herbie just, no hesitation, just hits it in towards kitchen. Like, that is not a play that you'll typically see out of a player. Usually, once you get launching control, you're going to hold that launching control maybe with 2 players, so you can stop that retake there from the defensive side. But just going in towards kitchen, Fame is like, guys, like, where's this guy coming from right now? So it's a little bit difficult overall for them to kind of, stop them from doing this because they're just not expecting the bold plays coming out. But now we move in towards round number 6. We've seen this play a couple of times. This time, Ethan, he is ready for it with the pream, and he finds the first kill.
Yeah, that's just a nice response overall. I think just taking a look at the fact that Prof, who typically plays over through Tiki, once again pushed back, but Ottawa Gold quick to help from the middle. Prof now getting activated, finds one, reads that Cruelty's up top. No need to challenge as he knows the bomb is down on the A site. And another very difficult 2v4 situation for Ottawa Black to try to deal with. But they do have 50 seconds, so maybe an opportunity to work an off angle. But if Fame falls, this would have to be one of the more incredible 1v4s in the history of Call of Duty if Cruelty could pull this off.
It's 9-3. I think he might have seen, he sees him. But you can't really find the shots, I think, to find this kill, right? You're waiting to lay down on the trigger, and, well, Prophesied, he doesn't see him. He doesn't seem like it, that's for sure. Ethan's holding the close angle. You got to make this play. Shots come through. Expecting Ethan to be here. He tags him up low, but the help is just way too much here. Ottawa goal. They all collapse at the same time, and now they find back-to-back rounds in their favor.
It's so difficult. And you have to give credit, I think, first and foremost for E2N, because Prof did get backed up into basketball again off the rip, but Ethan, who was watching the middle of the map, rotates quickly to Money to find that first blood, allowing Prof to reset, get back in the mix, and then find that kill from the play of the game. 3-3, everything square. E2N, sub in hand with the bomb. We'll swap, just wanted to get a little bit of extra speed, but look at the push coming through the statue. All these SMGs running forward. They don't actually see too much of anything. Prof and Fame are here, and I think they've read that. Yeah, Semtex comes through to just try to counter this push. So that'll mean Ottawa Gold will have to come to a bit of a stall. Look at the holding pattern for Ottawa Black. 3 players essentially in a linear line waiting to make a play through. Here comes maybe the retake. Lightning considering it, but both teams very passive, not wanting to give away first blood here.
Yeah, it's just so big once you get it, and there it is. Radial finds it, and everything follows. Fame for 2. Able to swing the odds to Ottawa Black, but Herbie almost there for a 1v2 clutch. All the action falls just about immediately as that first kill comes through, but in the end, this play from Fame will save the play.
And, it's just really interesting to see Ottawa Gold pull the trigger to try to push through there. I mean, I get it. Like, your whole setup is trying to get laundry, and that was your off-the-rip play call. 3 players, outer ring, get laundry control. They have it. But when you don't find any kills and you recognize that Ottawa Black is playing defensively right around the planted hedges, why not back up and just plant for an art hit? You've got mid-map in your lock. You had someone watching the flank the entire time. It just felt like they were so mentally committed to making the play through laundry that they hit the trigger first, and the patience for Ottawa Black retains and puts them back into the lead. But now we look at the opposite side. Herbie could find first blood here defensively for Gold. Noisy still pushing forward, sees the toes. No! Herbie locks down the headshot. Fame there for a trade, but that'll be the end of the push through. Prophesied from behind, trying to hold down the trigger, and Fame on 5. This would be an ace 1v3 situation.
Oh, he does see the challenge here towards Ethan, but does he turn and snap? No way! Fame keeps the spree going, finds the outplay, and Ottawa Black now up 5-3.
What do they say in the CDL? Can't let it happen. Can't let it happen.
Can't let it happen.
How is that not play of the game? I am opening a support ticket contesting that right now. Fame is on 7. 1v3 ace for Kev. 11-4 overall. Have yourself a map 5, kid.
You got an artillery now, one off a cruise missile, just to really lock this one and put it away. But Radial has found an opening. How many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen a push through that's not been caught? Now we'll see Radial finds the easy pickup. Ottawa Gold finding another window, but doesn't look to his right, so Noisy trades one back.
But they used the artillery strike during this. Noisy needs to stay alive and find a second. Not going to happen. Lightning now needs a double up. Nowhere to go. The advantage that Fame gets is completely nullified. Unreal. It's just one of those things that you almost feel like, yeah, Fame is already in the iPad right there. They think that, okay, maybe there's going to be a freedom play for them to get over to the A site, but that is, questionable, I think, to say the least.
They did it in an elimination round too, just to push this. We saw it from Herbie when we go back to the round 1, round 2, right? He flanks through Laundry right away, no hesitation, runs into Kitchen. That time we see it again. They just run right through A. No one's watching it. No one's expecting it. The bold, creative plays coming out between both of the Ottawa teams, but you still need to close this one out. Remember, Ottawa Black, you have to win 2 best-of-5s, and Herbie has found another window. He is in the spawn with Radial as they'll look to make their move.
And they don't know that the players from behind because First Blood was E2N in the middle of the map. Lightning and Noisy now caught out beyond Laundry. Coming through, thrown up as prophesied. He's good for 1. 1v3 for an ace. Again? Surely not.
They're stacked.
Ottawa Gold not even budging, dude. There's no way. They're just going to sit mid and wait to do a retake together. Fool me once, shame on me.
That's it. That is exactly it. They do not want to play with any odds, any chances of giving away a clutch. So they all post up in corners. And, well, there comes the challenge. Ottawa Gold working back in towards this game. The first best-of-5 goes the absolute distance for us on the raid search and destroy. Allen, we're going to round 11.
Map 5, round 11, reverse sweep. Maybe being top decked here. Ottawa Gold from the winner's bracket. They take this round. It's over. They're champions. Ottawa Black, if they can find a way to win this offense, we'll see you after the vetoes for a second best-of-5. Similar play to what we saw from a couple of rounds prior. Fame going to throw out a lot of nades, but always going to get cut down. Aggression from Ottawa Gold. And Black is playing mid-map. They recognize off of the kill cam that there is going to be a push through here. They're very aware of the flank, and Cruelty finds one. Noisy trying to chase down Radial. Who's going to find who first? It's going to result in even trades. 2v2 we go.
2 versus 2. Lightning in the middle of the map hasn't budged. Has this bomb. This B site currently being held here from Prof and Ethan. Both of them playing together with the ARs. Noisy will be caught out. Lightning left all alone. A 1 versus 2 to keep them alive and send this towards a second best-of-5.
Taking the long route. Maybe we'll get an angle onto 1 if the timing is good. Z2N to his right. Prof watching the opposite side. Lightning hasn't checked anything. And he's going to bail and go A? Oh my goodness, he makes the correct read. I mean, this is blind. He's going to do this blindly. And now the rotation from Ottawa Gold. They recognize it's not going to be at B. Lightning sneaks over towards Tiki. Semtex comes out. It does not tag. Prof trying to hold the corner. No nades. He wanted one. E2N also trying to push forward. Lightning about to be double chill. Oh, wait a second. He falls, but not going to happen. E2N wins the 1v1. Ottawa Gold take the round 11. Map 5 reverse sweep. Your CCL Season 3 champions.
The discipline, the aggression, everything coming together in the end as they have their backs up against the wall, heading in towards the map 3, and they take 3 maps in a row. They clutch up in the round 11. Allen, they make it happen. They do the unbelievable. And yes, they are your CCL champions in some of the most dramatic fashion we have ever experienced.
Unbelievable. Ottawa, Kansas. I think if you're just a student, you're already happy with top 2 and both 1 and 2. But for Ottawa Gold, pull off a reverse sweep in that fashion. Absolutely unreal. A massive amount of congratulations go over to Ottawa Gold. I like mentioned your season 3 champs. Commiserations, but still got to keep the head held high for Ottawa Black. What a performance they put together, just around short.
Flawless through the entire thing, Alan. It doesn't get any better than that. They had a flawless season every single series. 3-0. They're going towards playoffs. Yeah, they drop a map or two. They get towards the grand finals. They drop 2 maps, but they take 3 straight. I mean, you can't even make that script up. You can't write it. No one can. I don't care who you are. That is just insane. The fact they're able to do it, and Ottawa Black, man, that's got to sting. That's got to sting, right? You're 2-0 up. You have the momentum. You're coming off the last series hot with a 3-1 victory over Concord Maroon. But when it comes down to the wire, it comes down to some of those garrisons and matching the pressure. You have everyone stepping up when they need to. A lot of crazy plays. And Radial here, one of the big ones I feel like you have to really shout out for as far as this squad, because he made sure they had a fighting chance to keep this series going.
Unreal scene. So let's lay out who your top 8 were from season 3. Tied in the top 8 spot, Concord Gray. A heck of a Cinderella run, if we're being honest. That is a lower round 1 run that they go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 7 lower bracket matches, and a number of them were really close. Also in top 8, Alabama Crimson will be in that position. In our top 6, Northern Iowa Gold. Hell of a season for them. They cut short just being able to get the chance to play up against Carleton. And the Illini Orange team out of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign also in the top 6. 4th place, the Carleton Ravens. In 3rd, Concord Maroon. And then 1st and 2nd, it'll be the Ottawa Schools. Black in 2nd and Gold in 1st. Unreal. What a season it's been. 180 total teams, over 150 different schools. And in the end, it would be a small town in Kansas to find the championship.
Who would have thought? All that scouting at the beginning of the season, drafting the players, bringing them in, scholarships going out, you name it. And, well, they put together some pretty solid rosters, didn't they? And did they ever show up, give us an absolute banger? Best of 5 in the end. We would have loved it to go towards a second for sure. But with the way that one finishes, I'm sure we're all very satisfied. And yeah, big props here to Ottawa Gold and the Ottawa School in general, drafting the players, bringing home the teams, putting on just an amazing performance the whole way through.
It's been an incredible time, an incredible honor, an electric 3 days. Austin, but we have to say farewell. Now, I will tease, we're hoping to do more throughout the summer and upcoming into the fall, but this is the bulk of what you should expect to see from the CCL. And with that, we really hope that you did enjoy your time while you're here, but you can actually support us in a major way. This is a full team of volunteers, including these 2 guys on screen and so many people in the background. So if you've been loving our time here, that you've been able to spend with us at the CCL, and you're wondering how exactly you might be able to return that favor, I really do urge you to take a couple of moments and try to go over towards the Esports Awards and nominate us for a potential Collegiate Esports Award. Because every year the Esports Awards does recognize the best in collegiate esports, and your nomination can really help us out. And it doesn't take too long, just a couple of easy steps. If you head on over to esportsawards.com/nominate, you want to select that Collegiate Esports Award box, fill out College COD for nomination, and then hit submit, fill out a couple of personal informations. It takes about 2 minutes to do. Definitely make sure you do it. We would really, really appreciate that. Visions, your final thoughts on the season, brother.
Man, I said it was going to fly by in the very first broadcast that I did.
You did.
And it did fly by, but it didn't come without its incredible moments, its highs. It was one heck of a way to come in towards Black Ops Cold War. And I had an absolute incredible time, Alan. Us casting here, it was just a good time watching these challenger players, watching these maybe next up-and-coming collegiate players who are balancing school, balancing Call of Duty, putting on their best performance. And yes, thank you to everyone who's been watching, because it wouldn't be possible without you guys coming in here and having a great time with us. But yeah, Alan, what a joy it was.
It's been a hell of a spring semester, tell you that much. It feels weird to say that because I'm so far removed from college. It's not even funny. Let's not even talk about that. But we will be saying farewell again from the bottom of our hearts. We really do love you all out there. Thank you so much for putting out any bit of support that you've been able to, whether it's a view, a like, a retweet, whatever it happens to be. And we'll have to say farewell for now. Again, massive congratulations to both schools at Ottawa, but especially the Gold roster, taking home the championship in reverse sweep fashion, capping off a perfect season. We'll catch you guys next time. But until we do, hope you guys keep holding it down. So long.